Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're talking about some new information from a EA earnings call regarding Battlefield, and we're going over a very interesting article that has to do with Battlefield Hardline's lead multiplayer designer, Thaddeus Sasser. What a name, by the way. Apparently, there were even multiple ideas being seriously considered for a Battlefield Hardline 2, but it ended up not working, and we'll figure out why later in the video. So, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't know, I have a second channel revolving around fragrances, and I've posted my very first video on that channel yesterday, and it has received an amazing reception. So I just want to thank each and every single one of you guys that watched that video. I am really excited to see where that channel goes, and I plan to take it just as seriously as this channel. The first thing we'll discuss is the new Battlefield information from the EA Q2 2025 earnings call. I believe that happened on the 29th. And unfortunately, this is a bit of a nothing burger. In fact, the only information that related to Battlefield at all was that Andrew Wilson said, quote, "Expect more key developments and news around their massive online communities, including Battlefield in the coming quarters." Yes, I am not kidding. In a 52-minute earnings call, Battlefield was actually only mentioned a single time, and they didn't even tell us anything about it, except, hang on guys, we'll give you some more news in coming quarters, which means months, like the next few months. So as far as Battlefield is concerned, that is pretty much exactly how I would expect that to go around. Battlefield is probably at one of its most dead points right now. Absolutely nothing is going on. I mean, it is seriously depressing. So let's get away from that depressing news and talk about something that gives feelings of nostalgia for very many people. This is something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, but Battlefield 4 was officially released 11 years ago on October 29th. Isn't that crazy? I remember playing the very first open play session for Battlefield 4, the beta, I believe it was, Siege of Shanghai. The first thing that I did was after the skyscraper fell down for the first time, I flew a transport helicopter in between two skyscrapers through the fog, and I pointed the nose right down, and I was going fast. Teenager me was like, dude, this is crazy. But you know what's funny? Even teenager me thought the beginning of Battlefield 4 was just a complete piece of shit. Like, if you played Battlefield 4 back when it first came out, you will know that the game was 10 tick rate, hit registration was really, really rough, and the game in general was really rough, but they fixed a lot of the things, and for many people, Battlefield 4 continues to be the greatest Battlefield game ever made. For my money, I prefer Battlefield 3 overall because I feel Battlefield 3's maps just sort of edge out Battlefield 4's maps slightly, but both games, I wish we had anything in modern Battlefield that was even half the game that Battlefield 4 is. Moving on from Battlefield 4 to its controversial successor that got way too much hate, in my opinion. There was a recent interview with Video Gamer, who is, an online article place, with Battlefield Hardline's lead multiplayer designer, Thaddeus Sasser. He had some super interesting details speaking about Hardline and the potential for a Hardline 2, and he said there is, quote, "no way that EA was going to sign off on a sequel even if the studio wasn't closed down by EA because of, quote, political climate at the time." Obviously something to do with police officers or something like that. I don't know, some sort of political mess. The multiplayer designer went on to explain that apparently they were actively discussing sequels to Hardline, Hardline 2, and they even mentioned that a Hardline sequel would have benefited from completely removing the Battlefield franchise from the game itself, so essentially separating it from Battlefield as a whole. I don't have much experience with Battlefield Hardline, but I can certainly say that it is overhated. I think EA did something extremely stupid when releasing Battlefield Hardline. They released Battlefield Hardline before people were done with playing Battlefield 4. In fact, I believe they released Battlefield Hardline during Battlefield 4's update cycle. So it wasn't like Battlefield 4's content had already been canceled. No, Hardline just randomly released and people were like, hey guys, we're still playing Battlefield 4, so you can take whatever you just released and just, you can put that somewhere else. And in combination with people not being done playing Battlefield 4 and the fact that the Battlefield community just looked at this and sort of didn't give it a fair chance and summed it up as, oh, cops and robbers, yeah, Hardline kind of fell by the wayside extremely quickly. And I don't think people really realized, at the time at least, what they had on their hands. Because if you asked me, Enders, would you take Battlefield Hardline over Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 2042? Yes, I would. Absolutely every single day of the week. I think Hardline also introduced some really awesome game modes that Battlefield has never seen before. I think it just presented a completely different take on what a Battlefield game could be, and unfortunately it wasn't very well received. A little later in the article, Sasser comments that he basically just wanted to rip the Battlefield name off of Hardline in general when they were considering releasing Hardline 2, which he also stated would never happen. Because in his mind, because of Hardline 1, they already had their core understanding of what the game would be, and they just said basically, quote, hey, it's a cops and robbers game, you don't have tanks, but you do have all these guns and these kinds of gadgets, and so on. So maybe somewhere, somehow, in an alternate reality, Battlefield Hardline 2, or just Hardline 2, would perhaps be competing against, I don't know, Siege? Rainbow Six Siege in some way? I have absolutely no idea where they would take this game, but it's cool to see a developer of a previous Battlefield game take us inside of the thought process and just sort of what happened with the game in their own words. So in terms of this video, that is going to wrap it up, but I did want to take this opportunity at the end of this video to thank each and every one of you for your time. A lot of YouTube videos that you guys have watched, that's a lot of time out of your individual days, and time is very valuable, so I just want to make sure that you guys understand I don't take your viewership for granted. Thank you for watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. And be sure to check out my second channel, the Fragrance YouTube channel. I'm approaching that channel from an enthusiast perspective. I'm not going to be trying to sell you guys things. I'm going to be talking about something that I really love and enjoy and just sort of sharing it with people. And if people enjoy it, then that is absolutely fantastic. And it's just going to be a more personal channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy the channel, hit the like button and of course subscribe. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel. Join the Discord, follow your boy on Twitter, and check out the Fragrance channel. All links will be in the description. I'll see you guys later.
Support incoming!